Hey guys, it's Comicbookjunkie here again. This video is going to be a combination video. I've seen a lot of people posting what they want to acquire for 2016 and checking off what they do. I think that's a pretty good idea for me because I tend to get carried away on different prices on different books and end up not staying focused on some of the books that I want to get. So I went ahead and created a list of 20 books, and I have marked off the ones that I've gotten so far this year. So the number one book that I would like to get this year, and I know I won't probably get all these books because a lot of these books are rare and hard to find, and I don't want to pay a crazy price for them and have limited funding as well. So, but I'd like to get Flash 106, the first appearance of Gorilla Grodd. That's the number one book. Forever People number one, the first Dark Side. My number three item here I've already acquired, Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, the first cameo at Dark Side. And then my number four I've also acquired, the San Diego Comic-Con, the first Hellboy. I'd also like to get number 5 is an X-Men number 21, which is the first regular appearance of Hellboy. I'd like to get a first print copy of Scud the Disposable Assassin number 1. It's not a super high valuable book, but it's very hard to find a good condition first print of that book. I'd also like to get a Scud the Disposable Assassin number 18, the variant cover. I know that's pretty rare. I'm not sure how rare it is, but it's pretty rare. And then I'd like to get several of the Stuff of Legends Boogeyman variants. The first one, this is only 100 of them. Second one, there's only 500. And like the third one, there's only 100. I'd also like to try to find that Mr. T 2006 book that there's supposedly only 15 of. They have a black and white one, and then they have a colored one. They claim it's only worth about $100, so I'd try to find that. The next three I have already acquired and is in my other videos. Cursed Pirate Girls 1, 2, and 3. I just love the art on those. I also would like to get Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. And looks like I left 16 blank, so I guess I'll decide on that later. I'd also like to get Escape from Monster Island number 1, the cosplay. That's limited to 350 with the girl in the Boba Fett cosplay. And then Brave and the Bold 57, the first Metamorpho. And the first Stuff of Legends appearance. And then Incredible Hulk number 340. For being such a big Hulk Wolverine fan, I've always loved that book, and I've never picked it up. And it's not super expensive; it's pretty easy to find, but I've never gotten it, so I want to accomplish that this year. In the second part of this video, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a hint of why I collect comics, and I collect comics for a couple reasons. One, I love the art. Two, anything rare I think is really neat. There's a lot of books that I will buy and not even read just because I think the cover is so cool, and I'll go with the art of that. So I picked a handful of books that I thought were pretty sharp covers and things like that to kind of show off. I do also like to read the stories. One of the main stories I read was the original X-Men's. I have most of the Valiant stuff. I liked a lot of their older stories. This is an old Magnus Robot fighter. I have quite a few of these. The painted covers are just really cool. I liked a lot of the old horror books and some of the newer horror books as well. Shadows. Turok, this beautiful cover right there. And of course I like to collect first appearances. I just put one in here as an example. Like here's first appearance of the Starjammers, X-Men. This is a pretty high grade copy. There's a little tick there, and there. And the rest of it looks pretty sharp. And then just strange, odd books that you've probably never heard before. This is called Insane Tales from the Dead. It's by Doug Ranzo. I came across him on eBay. He had a couple books listed, and he had this listed, plus he had a graded one here that I'll show in a second. And it was really cheap. It said limited to 500. The guy sells these off of Facebook, so he's pretty small. And here's a graded signed copy, 9.9. So I got the 9.9 and the this one's near mint as well. Copy for like $30, so couldn't beat that. And the art in that is really neat. Maybe you want to check his stuff out. I know he's made like 2 of them. I don't have the second one. And, you know, just like the art, I showed these books already, but the Cursed Pirate Girls that I picked up, just the art in here is just so just amazing. You don't see stuff like this, and, you know, I like the fact that it's rarer and harder to find. You know, a lot of the things with some of the key books that you get, and some of the key books are, you know, expensive, but example is Hulk 181. That book's not hard to find, it's just expensive. So, you know, there's probably 20 copies on eBay right now, all graded in pretty high grades. Whereas, for instance, this is Cursed Pirate Girl number 2. That book's hard to find. There's usually not that many of them on eBay, and to find them in near mint condition is even harder. It takes a little bit more time. And it's something that most people might not have in their collection. I think stuff like that is pretty neat. Here's a copy of Creepy number 1. It's an 8.5 grade. Just, you know, these covers with all these guys surrounding Uncle Creepy. It's just pretty neat. That's really the main reason I collect anymore, is for the art, the rarity, and then there are some that I do collect for the story. Here's the Detectives Comics number 476, and this one is signed by Jerry Robinson, which is a hard signature to get. And then also here's my Swamp Thing number 1, graded 9.0. But so I love these type of books. I would read a lot more for stories, but since my budget's limited, I don't buy a lot of the new stuff unless I hear something really good about a series, and then I will pick it up. Example of that is the Helheim series. A lot of the guys in the community talked about that book, and I picked all those up and really enjoyed those. But a lot of those I'll pick up after the fact. Like the Green Lanterns I showed in one of my videos, I picked up the whole series of that at one time. And the other problem about collecting those larger runs like that is I have limited space. So, like, I have too much stuff as it is right now, so I'm going to have to pick some things to get rid of, which is always hard for me. I mean, I think I have a bunch of old Iron Mans, Captain Americas, and Avengers that I don't really want as much as some of my other stuff that I think I'm going to probably slowly start to get rid of. But, you know, the more books you have, the harder your storage becomes, and I know probably all you guys know that it's you get a lot of comics pretty quick. They pile up. But that's kind of why I collect, and, you know, like I said, there's a books I'm going to focus on acquiring, so we'll see how I do as we go. Talk to you later.